Here we have a SAT math question. Okay, let's go with the information. So there is a figure given over here. The figure above shows a metal ring with two square faces and a thickness of 0.5 centimeter. The square faces have a side length of 2.5 centimeter and the circular hole has a diameter of 2 centimeter. Which of the following is closest to the volume in cubic centimeters of the metal used to form the ring? Okay, first let me say the idea to get volume of the metal used to form the ring. So I just imagine this is a rectangular prism or cuboid. So rectangular prism is there is no hole in it, so it's completely filled by the metal. Okay, first let me find the volume of this rectangular prism. So from which I just subtract the volume of the metal that we have in the hole. So when I subtract the volume of the metal in the hole from the volume of the rectangular prism, I'll be getting the volume of the metal used to form this ring. Okay, my first aim is to get the volume of the rectangular prism. That is, please imagine there is no hole in the middle. This is completely filled by the metal. So let me write the formula: volume of a rectangular prism. Let me write it. So the formula to get the volume of rectangular prism is length times height times length times width times height. So what is the length? The question clearly says the metal ring with two square faces. One square face we have at the top and one square face we have at the bottom. So since we have a square face at the bottom and top, so the length of each side of the base has to be same. So it is given that 2.5 centimeter. So if this is 2.5 centimeter and this one also must be 2.5 centimeter. Okay, so the length of the prism is 2.5 and the width of the prism also 2.5 and the height is clearly it's given that is 0.5 centimeter. Okay, now let me multiply everything. So 2.5 times 2.5 times 0.5. When I multiply them, I'm getting 3.125 cubic centimeter or centimeter cube. Okay, now I got the volume of the rectangular prism. That means like it's completely filled, there is no hole and all. Okay, now what I have to do is I have to find the metal we have in the hole. So once I get, I have to find the volume of the metal that we have in the hole. Once I get the volume of the metal that we have in the hole, it has to be subtracted from the volume of the rectangular prism to get the volume of the metal used to form the ring. Okay, so what is the shape of the hole we have in the middle of this rectangular prism? So clearly it's in the shape of a cylinder and its diameter is 2 centimeter. So then the radius will be half of the diameter, that is 1 centimeter. Okay, now let me find the volume of the metal inside the hole. So that volume of the metal inside the hole can be found using the volume of the cylinder because the hole is in the shape of cylinder. Let me write the stuff over here. Volume of cylinder. Let me write it. So the volume of the formula to find volume of cylinder is pi times r square times h. So here, so for pi we know the approximate value is 3.14 and this r is the radius of the cylinder. In this case it's 1. So the diameter of the hole is 2 and the radius is half of it. Half of 2 is just 1, that is 1 square. And the height is the same, that is 0.5 is the height of the cylinder or the hole. We can plug in 0.5 for h. Okay, so like this 1 square is 1, we can multiply all the three values over here. Let me multiply 3.14 times 1 square is just 1 times 0.5. So when I do multiplication, I'm getting 1.57 centimeter cube. So that is the volume of metal in the hole over here is 1.57 centimeter cube. So rectangular prism is, as I said earlier, it's completely filled. From the completely filled rectangular prism, I have to remove the volume of this hole so that I'll be getting the volume of the metal used to form the ring. Okay, now so the required volume means let me write over here the required volume. Let me write it. So to get the required volume, we have to subtract the volume of the metal we have in the hole from the volume of the rectangular prism, that is 3.125 negative 1.57. Okay, so when let me subtract it, 3.125 minus 1.57. When I do such subtraction, I am getting 1.555 cubic centimeter. So like when I go over the options here, in option B, we have the value 1.55, which is closest to the volume what we get over here. Therefore, the correct answer choice for this question is option B.